However, not all stakeholders play the same role. Comparing them in terms of their level of power or influence and their level of interest provides a clear visual of their position within the matter at hand. Nigeria has a three-tier government: local, state, and federal. Government interacts with CSOs, NGOs, and international communities to develop adaptation plans to climate change and relief programs that integrates community participation. Private companies should also interact and assist in program and plan development, as flood events also hinder business development. CSOs and NGOs, together with the international community, develop workshops to integrate community members to formulate community-based policies to increase their adaptive capacity towards the hazards of climate change. Government planners should also interact with the community to ensure good governance and a participatory approach. National relief agencies, such as the State Emergency Management Agency, collaborates with international relief agencies and national CSOs to provide efficient, on-time solutions and humanitarian assistance for those at more risk and exposed to flood events. This occurs in collaboration with community members and government. We begin our search for solutions. Do we apply a superhero formula? What must be done in order to achieve the desired outcome? What course of action must be undertaken? It is recommended that bottom-up and participatory approaches are employed. It is imperative that all identified stakeholders are engaged and empowered throughout the process. Institutional links need to be identified and strengthened to ensure coordination and cooperation amongst various stakeholders. First, we need to conduct a flood risk assessment and management exercise. How do we do this? We analyze the risks and assess them, and then we identify vulnerabilities in order to map out different risk zones in Wari. Why do we do this? We do this so that we have a basis for deciding appropriate and adequate protection measures to the affected communities based on different and various flood scenarios. Next course of action is to apply technology, such as digital terrain models, digital elevation models, and GIS in planning. The third action involves the application of flood area management measures. These could take the form of structural measures, such as the provision of flood control infrastructure, such as bridges and drainages. Or we could also use non-structural measures, such as land use planning, zoning and redevelopment, or relocation, compensation, and provision of incentives. The fourth action is watershed management. This should be done through ensuring appropriate environmental management practices are employed. It is also important to monitor land use and land conversion activities such as deforestation, agricultural expansion, and urbanization in Wari. Action number 5 involves assisting the Wari community to adapt to climate change impacts that they are already experiencing by increasing their resilience and harnessing available opportunities in the wake of floods. As action number 6, we'll look at policy and guidelines. There is need to formulate and enforce appropriate town planning laws. There is also a need to shift from current approaches by adopting new concepts in planning. The 7th action is to prepare for emergencies. This should be done through the preparation of emergency response plans, building of institutional community capacity, enhancement of resilience, and provision of adequate emergency relief resources. The 8th and final plan is to monitor, evaluate, review, and where necessary, update the plans, programs, and policies that are being applied. In conclusion, this production was prepared by Cecilia Saux, Celeste Gonzalez, Doreen Rasoon, and Luanda. We wish to acknowledge the listed authors and institutions that provided useful information for this production. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.